Hi, how are you doing? Oh, I know, I forgot. Using an X10 module, I forgot to turn that beautiful vintage fan off.
That was easy.
I have been to the world of Commodore. You may have heard this. And, look, I have a box. This box is not in great shape. It's had water damage. But, you know. I'll probably end up keeping it. Maybe I'll ship something. Anyway, but that is not what is in the box. What is in the box is a bunch of things I got from the deal table. Including, yes, a joystick. This is a quick shot joystick. It has the typical plug. It has a button. 2 buttons on the top here. Oh, it has a switch. On, off, on, off. Oh, I wonder if this had an auto fire. Yeah, I think it did. Hang on, let's see. Yeah, auto fire. Now, am I going to test this now? No. I'm going to put it with the 64s and the big 20s and stuff to be looked at. Oh, that looks there. Other things I picked up there. This, I believe, is, I'm pretty sure it is, a typical sort of IBM printer cable. I think it also might have worked on the AMIGA. I think. And I did not, once again, I intended to get nothing, but you know. But things like this, I know somewhere, somehow, some way, someone at some point is going to say, boy, if only I had a longer printer cable. And this one, I would estimate is between maybe 10 feet long. It is the same kind of thing with the same kind of connectors. So I'm not sure this really needs to be on the lamp, because I'm not likely going to move it over here. Not surprising. I have a box of stuff. This is interesting. This could never be a bad thing. It is, oh, it says, in probably Sharpie, AMIGA. This is a DB25 to DB25, essentially, essentially, an extension cord. If you're plugging in something that uses a DB, I think it's a 25. Yeah, I think it is. So if your printer or whatever is too far away, you're good. Here, well this is interesting. It has, I think this too, this is a printer extension cable, except it has the kind of connector that would be on the end of the printer, which I should know off the top of my head, but I don't. So if you, once again, had the printer too far away, you could use this to plug in to go further. Magic. And this is another sort of typical printer cable thing. I seem to remember there was something unique in here that yeah, this has 2 of the same end. So it wouldn't be for an extension necessarily. But I'm sure with the right application, it would be good. Now the other thing I found there, that I'm not sure, here's a couple of typical sort of phone cords. You can never have enough phone cords. Even in the days where people don't have home phones and don't use such things. Always handy. Then in here, I saw some little interesting ribbon cables. Now, how many connections, what do they go to? I am not sure. But as I'm digging into, oh look, oh, there's another. Often these were used with internal drives on things, and I think altogether there are about 5 such cables. As I'm digging into the 96 and the 9090, and I'm terrified of ruining cables, I don't know if those are the same size in terms of the number of pins or anything, but I just thought, not a bad thing, just in case. What do we have? Oh, sorry. Another ribbon cable. Now, also in this box is a power supply for a Lenovo laptop with a funky little yellow connector. Now, why did I bother? Is that a Commodore thing? Well, it isn't. But as it happens, I have a Lenovo laptop, and at some point I did have to replace the power supply. So I got a generic one with a generic plug, or you could put in different plugs, and it's fine. But when I saw this, I thought, not a bad thing. Just in case. So I know what I'm going to do. These cables, remember I had an empty box? Right. I'm going to put them in the empty box for future reference. And now, what else is in the box are some discs. These appear to be probably for the AMIGA. They all have written on them 720kV. And look, this one is definitely from, or made by, not made by, but it has a label that says Commodore. So, what are they for? What are they from? I don't know. Is there anything on them? Maybe they're blank. But I don't know if anybody's making discs anymore, so it's always good to have discs around. And at some point, I will actually attempt to test them. And just because I can, and just because I'm here, I'm going to put them carefully in the same box. Now here, as soon as I saw these, I said, oh, I must grab these. These are old T-Pug discs. And when I looked at these 3 especially, which would be EMG, EMH, and those 2. Anyway, this is my handwriting. You see, years ago, I worked at T-Pug, and I copied bunches and bunches of discs. I had a massive array of 4040s, and, we were pumping out discs, because we were trying to help the world. Anyway, these are my writing, those 2 for sure. Others here are not my writing. And at some point they did go to some sort of thing, they had a little stamp to put things on. But, there was so much controversy. People used to like to fight about everything. I used to use a marker, and I would push ever so gently. And then people said, oh my God, by writing on the label when the label is on the disc, you're harming the disc. Well, the outside of these discs, I know they're floppy and all, but they were pretty tough. I never, ever had a disc come back because I wrote on it too hard. So anyway, I remember committee meetings and all kinds of, what are we going to do about this humongous problem? Which was, no problem. You be careful. Everything's fine. Anyway, this rather beat up Commodore 64 box, I am going to put over here, on top of the box with the cables. But, what am I going to, oh, there's more, there's more. Also, there was this flippy thing of discs, and a lot of them do have the names of T-Pug discs. So, for example, I have this 4040 here, recently acquired. I'm going to try to see what happens. Oops, what happened? What did happen? Alright, this is strange. Why is this not responding? Alright, this. Oh. See, this is the PET I've been testing. This is not the PET that I normally have been testing anything on, because I'm still testing it. Let's see, maybe. My word. This is funny, but not funny. I wonder if this, I just hooked this up, and I did do a little, you know, like crank it up thing, and it did read, or try to, but now, well, that's okay. I'll reset everything. Nothing. Nothing. Oh. Alright. I'm going to reset the cable in both places. Okay. I am suspecting that I am having issues not with the drive, but finally something is showing up with this PET, probably. Ugh. Why can't everything just work for me? So I'm going to I've just run, dear God, what have I done? I've just turned the fan around here. How did I do that? Oh. Okay, I've just run the IEEE to IEEE cable from the other disk drive to this disk drive. Can't anything be simple? Okay. So that works. Okay, so so there could be indeed something going on inside of this PET. That is why it is good to test things. With all kinds of things. But that is strange. Very strange. Anyway, so what we have here, look, this is disk C64. 19. What does it do? I don't know. But that is, I'm not going to look at all these, but there were some here. Like here is one marked PTM. And as I remember from the PET, or from the way T-Pug did things, that this is a disc for the PET, assuming it reads. Now there's always a possibility it could be an 8050. Oh, something is happening. Let's try that again. Alright. Hang on, I'm going to massage it as we go in. Okay. So indeed, this is a T-Pug disc from October 1985. It has a bunch of things called editor. There's a list me file. That's always handy. We started doing that so the people, shears scoring, open heats, open finals, rally system. Oh, you know, this might have been, what is it? This might have been before we started doing discs for the PET and the 64 separately, maybe. Just because I'm intrigued, I have no idea what this is. There's something here called Rally System. Oops. What have I done? Okay. Now, what is Rally System? I have no clue. But it was more than 30 years ago that somebody wrote this. Written 1980, written by Wayne Hulls. Oh, lots of remark statements. Always handy. Huh. Wow, it is a fairly lengthy program. Very well documented from what it looks. Let's run it. And it did nothing. Oh. Do I have to hit a key? Do I have to do something? Is it thinking? What's it doing? Great. This makes a great thing to demonstrate. Oh, here we are, Rally System. Input driver, make, and class. 2. Print driver, make, and class. Input stage times. Print stage results. Oh. Restore data from disk. Save data from disk. Print accumulated stage results. Oh. Okay, so what this looks like is, if you were involved in a car rally and you were keeping track of the people in the race and I guess their times, you would use this. Or you could use this. Huh. Let me just try something here. Car number. I'll say car number 1. Driver's name. Punter. Car make. Audi. Car class. 1. Car class must be between A and E. Okay. A. Car number. 1. Drivers. Oh. Okay. Maybe I'm doing more than one. Car make. it's doing more. I think if I hit, okay. So I think it has put that in there. Let me see. Print driver, oh, okay, so I think you can't, I don't think you actually keep track of the stuff necessarily on here, but it lets you make up the forms if you were doing a car rally. Interesting. Yeah. So this disc is, as I said, from 1985. Shears scoring. Lotto. Oh, cool. Alright, so we have a disc that works. And lots of other discs to go through. And a mystery with it now that I have found something that seems not right with this pad over here. Anyway, enough for now. I still have more things to get out of the car from the deal table. So stay tuned. You never know what we'll find. You just never know. Thank you for coming. Bye for now.